Welcome to a ZenlerFBH. Now I've got a question coming from Melissa Haymes, who's getting a little bit worked up about basically sending an email out, probably to a replay page, but can be to anything. And she's asking the question that can we send an email out after the live event or the live webinar? Yes, absolutely we can, and that's what we generally do, because we send an email sequence out when someone signs up, maybe a day before. It sends them a link or the reminder, and then you can send one every hour coming up to the event, half an hour before the event, quarter of an hour before the event. You can do 10 minutes, you can do 1 minute, it's up to you. In the automations you can do all of these things. But not only that, after the event you can actually send an automation to go out after the event or after a timed period. Now generally, if I'm running a live, obviously I've got to process the video and then I've got to upload it onto the replay page. So I'm not going to pressure myself by saying straight after the event an email is going to go out, because I need to process the video and put it onto the page. So what I generally do is the day after an email goes out. In the meantime, it gives me lots of time to put that video into place. Now it can be, this email doesn't have to be going to a replay page, it could be going anywhere else you like. Now Melissa's got this other problem. This way it gets a little bit confusing, is she's saying that she's run the event and now she wants to send the email out to them. So you could do that using email broadcasts, or you could just go in and set the timing up on the actual live class to include another email to go out at a later date. So I'm going to quickly show you. It's really easy. This is really straightforward stuff. It's all covered in the complete guide to Zenler, as is 95% of the questions. And also, if you go into the NZ Masterclass bundle and then you go into live workshops and you check my workshop that I did, which is 2 workshops, about 4 hours long, it covers everything to do with live events and automations and those sort of things. It's all in there. What I'm telling you now is already in there. You just need to look. Okay, so anyway, without that saying that, I'm going to jump into a live class that I ran on the 29th on Thursday at 11 AM. Okay, so this one here, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going to send it. Obviously I've got live students on here, but I'm going to pretend that I want to send an email out later on that I haven't set up. Okay, so I'm going to show you using this one how we can do it. So I've got to remember that date there, so I'm actually going to copy it and put it into a Word document, and that way I'm not going to forget it. And normally you would set this all up before, of course, so that it all automates. So I'm just going to get a word pad here and just paste that in there just so that I know when it ran. And now I'm going to go into this and I'm going to go straight to automations here. So just before I go to that, I'm also going to see how long it ran for, and it ran for 2 hours. Okay, so I'm going to go into automations, and where you've got them here, you can see I actually haven't got these. This one's live, the registered one, so it tells them it's 0 days from registration. So basically as soon as they registered, they would get this email here. And then I've got a live class reminder. So if we go down here, you can see the delivery rates here. This sends a 1 hour reminder before the scheduled time. Notice that scheduled time, and also 1 day before the scheduled time. So if I wanted to set up a new reminder or new rule for this, what I can do is I can go and add that in. So what I'm going to do is, just doesn't matter which one of these edit buttons I click, but I'll just click this one. And that's going to take us into the automations. Now remember, this webinar's run, it was run a while ago, so I can now go in and I can actually set some rules. So inside here where I've got live class reminder, I'm actually just going to set another rule. You don't have to do this, you could add it straight into one of these if you wanted to, but I'm going to do on register, and I'm going to call this something. So I'm going to call it after the event. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the changes. As you can see, no actions have been added to this at the moment. So now I'm going to add an action. So what we want to do is we want to send a mail. So I'm going to go send a mail, and I'm going to go after. Notice after. So this is before the scheduled event. This is on, and it gives here. So on. So on here, yeah, we got after. So after they've registered, how many hours, how many days, yeah? So you can set in how many days. So if you have your event, this is where if I do it now, it's really confusing because I'd have to work out how many days back and all that stuff. So I don't want to do that. I just want to do it on. So I want to go on, and if I wanted to send it today because the event has already happened, I'd have to look at my calendar and I'd have to see what the date is, which is the 4th of August. And I'd come in here and I'd go the 4th, I'm going to send it tomorrow there. And let's say I'm going to send it at 12. So this is well after the event has finished, okay? Well after. So let's set this to go at 12 o'clock, 12 a.m. So I'm going to go there, okay? So there you go, set it. And I'm also going to set my time zone. So because I'm in London, I'm going to type London there and go Europe there. And then obviously I'm going to put my name in here and my email. You shouldn't have to change these. Okay, so then I can just set up all my email as I would normally. So I can go, by the way, here is a link to the replay. Now I didn't have any replays with this, so that's why I never sent it out. And inside here, I can go and put replay for live and then call it whatever you like, doesn't really matter. Notice it's paused. So this is going to send out tomorrow on the 4th, okay? And it's going to send it out at 12 because that's what I've put in here, okay? So that's all set. I can also give it an action name. So it's a replay sent later after event. Doesn't matter what you call it really. All right, let's click that. So the event's already happened. Everybody's all signed up for it. You've now proposed this and it's happened well after the event because our actual event happened on the 29th of July. So it's now the 3rd. So it's well after the event. I didn't set this up at the time, which I should have. So now if I go here and I save this, it's going to go, the action is currently paused. Now, do you want to make it live now? Now, if I click yes, it's going to say apply to existing users. All right. Now, I don't want this to go out, but it's going to go out tomorrow. So I'm okay. So if I click yes, anyone that's registered to this point in time will get this email tomorrow on the 4th. If I click yes. If I click no, it's only going to apply for the next time or if I ran this again. So obviously you, Melissa, would want to click yes. So that's going to apply it. So now I know tomorrow this activation is going to send it to all of the people that took part in this live. Now I obviously don't want that to happen, so I'm going to delete it. But that's how you can do it after the event without going into email broadcasts, filtering out what live event they went into and send it out that way. So this is how you can do it from inside the live itself. So obviously I'm going to delete that rule out because I do not want it to happen. So if you set your live up, and obviously you set up all your automations, yeah, we give you these by default, and you want to send one out after the event, all you need to do, just as I did before, is go to add action, send mail, and then we're going to title this, obviously probably in this case I'm sending them to the replay page, so I'd click replay in here, and this is going to say from registration. I want to go, this is before the event, so after the event I want to send this one out one day after. So this is after your event has finished. So you finished your live, you finished your webinar. So I'm saying one day after the event has finished, please send out this email. And then I fill it out with the details. You know, I grab my replay page URL, which is in here. I put it in there and I activate it and I apply it to existing students. You probably shouldn't have any existing students because you set it up, and that's how it works. So really easy, Melissa, that's how you do it. And there we go, another Zenler FBH.